Live from the Channels Television Global Headquarters in Lagos, Nigeria, you're watching Newsroom series. I'm Dominic Iwiwa, and today our focus would be on the northwestern region. But before we get into most of the stories coming in from that region of the country, let's have a snippet of our top stories making rounds at the moment. The National Security Advisor, Mr. Nuhu Ribadu, is in Benue on the directive of President Bola Tinubu over the resurgence of killings by suspected herdsmen. He says Benue had previously enjoyed relative peace before the current resurgence of killings, but assures Governor Hyacinth Alia that the security forces will wake up to their responsibilities. He calls on all parties to avoid politicizing the killings as it affects everyone and no one can tell who is affected. His worry is that insecurity in the country is bad because the administration of President Bola Tinubu inherited a difficult nation with things including insecurity in very bad condition, and it requires all hands to support the administration to bring insecurity to a halt. He assures the governor that he is not alone and the federal government will support him to overcome the wave of insecurity. We start off in Kebbi State, where Governor Nasir Idris has criticized Kaduna Electric for failing to provide adequate electricity to residents of the state, despite the substantial payments made by the state government to subsidize power for the public. The governor made the remarks during the Kebbi Elders Consultative Forum meeting held in Birnin, Kebbi.
This meeting, organized by the Kebbi Elders Consultative Forum, is aimed at addressing issues relating to the state's development and advising the government on key areas of interest. Three major issues, economic development, infrastructure, and power generation, take the front burner. Although the government has invested significantly in subsidizing electricity to spur economic growth, the governor regrets that the poor performance of Kaduna Electric Limited is undermining its efforts. Addressing criticisms by members of the opposition, the governor urges them to engage in constructive criticisms.
As government, apart from the light that people of Kebbi State are paying, and Kebbi State is paying KEDCO additional 150 million naira monthly, so that they will be able to be alive to their responsibilities. But I don't know what happens now. People of Kebbi State are complaining that they don't have enough light. Some enjoy 2 hours, 3 hours, and so on and so forth. And that is not what we agree with the KEDCO. So therefore, we have set a committee. Committee will invite the KEDCO under the able leadership of the deputy governor so that they can discuss that one. We have touched the life of people of Kebbi State. And we uplift the standard of Birnin Kebbi being the state capital, so that it will look like any state capital in the federation. I have rallied around as a Labour leader then. There is no state that I have not visited. And I'm a homegrown person. All my life is in Kebbi State. So nobody will tell me that, yes, I have not done anything. If I didn't do, people of Kebbi State will not have supported this administration.
Also speaking during the meeting, a former governor of Kebbi State, Senator Adamu Aliero, expressed satisfaction with Governor Idris' transformative agenda, noting that the governor deserves commendation rather than criticisms.
Even a blind man, if he enters Birnin Kebbi, he will know that Birnin Kebbi has now gotten a new facelift. So far, so good. There is no problem whatsoever. Normally, in a political environment like this, people can criticize. Some of them, they are just doing it for doing sake, not because it is true.
Other participants mapped out key development issues concerning Kebbi State, with plans to present the recommendations to the general public in due course.
Staying in Kebbi State, Governor Nasir Idris has expressed satisfaction with the performance of the 21 local government councils in the state. The governor gave the commendation while addressing journalists after a consultative meeting with the local government chairman at the government house in Birnin, Kebbi.
The Government House Banquet Hall is filled to capacity as it hosted the 21 local government chairmen, their vice chairman, and 225 councillors. The meeting, which was chaired by the governor, later continued behind closed doors and lasted for about 2 hours. Addressing journalists after the meeting, Governor Idris explained that the gathering is aimed at engaging local government leaders to better understand grassroots challenges and devise effective mitigation responses.
The era of handpicking people is over. We'll make sure that we consult with the principal stakeholders in all the various local government, 21 local government in Kebbi State. They are the people that brought us these councillors. They are grassroots people, and their people are happy with them. So I also am happy with the performance of the local government council in Kebbi State. So therefore, I want them to keep it off, and the government of Kebbi State will do everything possible to support them so that they can deliver dividend of democracy to our people.
The state Algon chairman and chairman of Birnin Kebbi local government described the meeting as crucial for enhancing rural development and providing an avenue to account for their stewardship to the governor.
What we discuss is for the benefit of the state and the cordial understanding between the whole sectors in the state. Now the grassroots mobilizers, that is the local government, the administration in the whole nation. We have discussed a lot, and we assured him well. And we are sincerely grateful for the type and the style of leadership he adopted in Kebbi State.
As part of efforts to ensure smooth administration, Governor Idris also distributed buses to the local government councils to support effective community governance.
And now to healthcare delivery. The federal government has launched the Maternal Mortality Reduction Innovation and Initiatives, MAMI, in Kaduna State as part of measures to address the country's high maternal and neonatal mortality rates. Speaking at a sensitization meeting with officials of the Kaduna State Ministry of Health, the national coordinator of the Maternal and Neonatal Mortality Reduction Innovation Initiative, Dr. Daya Deyonju, says the federal government's initiative is working in collaboration with the state's governments to crash maternal and deaths in the 172 local government areas across the country.
The Maternal Mortality Reduction Innovation and Initiatives project is being implemented in 17 states, targeting local governments with high maternal mortality rates exceeding 1,000 deaths per 100,000 live births. The project is funded through investment program financing with the aim to reduce maternal mortality by 30% and increase health facility utilization and skilled birth attendance by 60% within 3 years. The Kaduna State government is partnering with the Federal Ministry of Health to sensitize health workers to co-create SILT intervention in crashing the numbers.
Your partnership remains invaluable as we work collectively towards reducing and ultimately eliminating maternal mortality in our dear state. Your voices, influence, and cultural leadership are critical in shaping community perceptions and behaviors.
According to the national coordinator of the MAM2 project, about 7 local government areas in Kaduna State have the highest rate of maternal and neonatal mortality, a situation that begs for urgent action.
In collaboration with the state, we've co-created, including local government, co-created interventional suites to address all of this problem, right from the community through to the access, we mean physical access, financial access, and then to the facility, as well as looking at how to report any deaths, and then strengthening the MPC DSR, and to ensure that we deploy enablers for this to happen.
The state government reaffirms its commitment to reducing maternal deaths.
You have seen the governor upgrading from the primary healthcare centers, secondary health facilities, as well as completing the 300-bed specialist hospital. All these are commitments. Procurement of state-of-the-art medical equipment, and also the recently approval he granted Ministry of Health to recruit about 2,000 health workers.
After the meeting, the Kaduna State Deputy Governor receives a roadmap report on how to tackle maternal and neonatal deaths in the state.
Please, we are glad that we are presenting this to you in person, because we know that just a step to the government. So we know our actions here and put together will translate into a reality.
Key components of the MAM2 project include empowering ward development committees to track pregnancies, training traditional birth attendants on skilled birth services, encouraging pregnant women to use primary health care services, and fostering community accountability.
Staying in Kaduna State, the government, through the State Ministry of Human Services and Social Development, has rescued a 7-year-old boy, Abubakar Sani, from his abusive father in the Lere local government area of the state. The boy's 2 legs, our correspondent reports, were allegedly tied by his father for 21 days in connivance with his stepmother, who poured hot water on his legs for allegedly stealing a 70 naira biscuit from his shop. Speaking to Channels Television on the incident, the Kaduna State Commissioner for Human Services and Social Development, Rabiu Salisu, disclosed that after medical examination, the only option to save the boy's life was to amputate his 2 legs. The commissioner also disclosed that the victim's father and stepmother have been arrested and will be charged to court to ensure justice is served.
This incident occurred about 10 days ago, where a Good Samaritan reported the case to us that a child has been abused by his biological father in the local government area of Kaduna State, where we send our social workers to go and intervene on behalf of the child. This child have gone through a lot because they tied up his legs and also poured hot water on him, locked him up in a room for almost 20 to 21 days without any medical attention, and he was given food through the door. Also maggot, live maggot was coming out from his legs. The odor, that was what disturbed them. We are going to be in court with him because justice must be done to this small child. He is just 7 years and 4 months. His 2 legs were amputated. We hesitated in the first place, thinking we can get even one of his legs, but the hospital tried their best and they said the 2 legs must be amputated in order to save his life. I just returned from Chukwu local government area, where a chemist man was also seen abusing an 8-year-old child with a needle, where he has inflicted pain on his lap, and the child is in hospital now. We just apprehended the man. And I'm going to use this opportunity to call on the general public. Kaduna State government are not going to take issue of children lightly.
The Deputy President of the Senate, Barau Jibrin, has reiterated that no nation can achieve meaningful development without robust investment in education. Speaking at a public forum held at Bayero University, Kano, Senator Barau urged leaders at all levels to prioritize education as a catalyst for innovation, productivity, and national advancement. He emphasized that building a knowledge-driven economy begins with empowering young people through quality training in science, technology, and other critical sectors. Senator Barau also highlighted education as the most effective tool to combat poverty, unemployment, and insecurity, calling on all stakeholders to commit to strengthening educational institutions across Nigeria.
Well, we're here in a pursuit to bring development to our region, to bring development to our state, and to bring development to our nation, because education is the bedrock of every society. Any society desirous of development must take its educational system seriously. And to build a sound and effective educational system in the country, that sojourn is not what a government alone can do. It's what everyone, all nations must participate in getting that done. From the government to religious bodies to high net worth individuals, in fact, to even the ordinary person, everyone must come on board.
Over in Jigawa State, Governor Umar Namadi has called for increased investment in the health sector to promote health tourism in Nigeria. According to him, enhanced funding and infrastructure will position Nigeria, particularly Jigawa State, as a preferred destination for medical services by both locals and foreigners. He made this known during the foundation-laying ceremony of a multi-purpose health edifice in Dutse, the state capital.
Traditional rulers, health stakeholders, and members of the Jigawa State Executive Council gathered in Dutse for the foundation laying of a medical city that will include a cardiac center, diagnostic center, and a tri-oxygen plant. Speaking at the event, Governor Namadi said the facility is part of a strategic plan to attract medical tourism and boost the state's economy.
The establishment of ultra-modern diagnostic and cardiac center, together with the cryo-oxygen plant here in Dutse, is in line with our strategic long-term vision for health sector in the state. This investment represents a significant paradigm shift in the healthcare programming. Even though all the initial investment for these three projects will be through direct treasury funding, ultimately the plan is for this to be run based on a model of public-private partnership arrangement with the satisfied health investment firms. While ensuring managerial efficiency and effectiveness, this will also guarantee long-term viability of the investment with a significant rate of return.
The governor added that the tri-oxygen plant will produce oxygen for medical use and nitrogen for agricultural applications, making it a multi-sectoral investment.
The cryo-oxygen plant and center will not only provide 100% pure liquid medical oxygen for patients' need, but it is also designed to produce nitrogen at a commercial quantity, thereby creating another value chain for fertilizer companies in Nigeria. In addition, the biomass byproduct from the plant has the potential of providing green energy for the use in the center.
In a related development, following a report by Channels Television on sexual molestation of a young girl, the First Lady of Nigeria, Oluremi Tinubu, has donated 10 million naira to support the victim's family. Presenting the check, Hajiya Hadiza Umar Ramadi, wife of the Jigawa State Governor, said the funds will support the education of the victim and her siblings.
In favor of Khadija, and also to take her back to school together with her siblings. And also Jigawa State government supported the mother with a sewing machine, food items, school bags, uniforms, etc.
The state government says it remains committed to investments that will improve the health and well-being of its citizens. Sadiq Ilyasu, Channels Television News.
Staying with developing healthcare delivery, the Katsina state government is targeting over 3 million children for immunization against polio virus in the ongoing campaign against the virus across the state. The executive secretary of the State Primary Healthcare Development Agency disclosed this in an interview with journalists at the sideline of a media dialogue on polio and routine immunization held in the state capital. The dialogue was part of activities lined up to commemorate World Immunization Week, scheduled for 24th to 30th April 2025.
We have introduced some new innovations to ensure that we reach out to all the eligible children. Some of the, we call it strategic shift. It's not going to be business as usual. We have introduced some accountability measures to ensure that every stakeholder, right from, our officers in the local government, from the state level, ward level, at the community level, everybody should do what he's supposed to do. We are going to engage over 3,000 independent monitors, 3,700, and they are coming from academia, NYSC, teachers, and some retired health workers. They are going to be independent monitors. They are going to ensure that we do this thing seamlessly and look and ensure that the teams that are doing this vaccination do what they are supposed to do. I believe with the general health system strengthening and strengthening of routine immunization, I've talked that in Katsina State we have 1,636 facilities providing RI, and the state government in collaboration with partners ensure that we have logistic support for taking vaccines right from the state cold store to all the nooks and crannies of 34 LGEs. We have each ward has solar direct devices to ensure potency of the vaccines, and we also train and retrain our staff to ensure that we do the needful. And these are some of the things we are doing to ensure that we address issue of polio virus and strengthen routine immunization in Katsina State.
And now to local content developments. The National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure has encouraged the federal government to support local entrepreneurs to grow. It's also urged the federal government to intensify efforts on innovation and local manufacturing in the country. Saleh Adamu Kwaru, the agency's consultant and coordinator of a strategic focus group meeting on Made in Nigeria products designed to promote indigenous technology and local content, made the call in Katsina State.
This is a strategic focus group meeting on Made in Nigeria products designed to promote indigenous technology and local content holding in Katsina State. It's organized by the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NSA, to promote acceptability of locally produced products, where data collected is expected to contribute to future NSA interventions. A major issue is the high cost of Made in Nigeria products, which NSA believes will crash if Nigerians continue to patronize local products to create a competitive market.
As we continue to patronize our local products, the market will expand. And when market expand is in the economic sense. When you have the economic of scale, prices automatically will come down by itself. So the more you have supply, the more the customers are there, the demand, invariably the supply will hit itself and then the price will go down.
A cross-section of the participants believe the meeting is coming at a time when the labor market is saturated, encouraging youth to empower themselves instead of seeking for white-collar jobs.
The NSA is working wonderfully. I'm sure that the federal government is giving the agencies top support so that it can move Nigeria forward. It's very welcoming. I'm pleading on behalf of the NSA to the federal government to continue giving support to NSA. I'm sure that in the next 4 years, Nigeria will grow wonderfully.
With this type of things, youth can get in and then can be producing. Like in one of the groups that I am in, somebody came that he has made a solar power blender, and it is already being sold into the market. So therefore, these type of things are very, very encouraging. They are very, very good. And we hope and believe that it will not just finish with the workshop.
A total of 12 locally produced products, such as laptop, smart TV, microwaves, water dispenser, hydraulic equipment, Hilux vehicles, among others, were on display, with NSA promising that more of such products will come on board.
And that's why we draw the curtains on this edition of Newsroom series. I'm Dominic Yu. Enjoy the rest of your day.